Everybody has a story to tell when it comes to our mental health. My name is Darius. I'm a filmmaker and I also live with anxiety. This project has taken me on a journey around the country to meet young Australians from all walks of life who have suffered various mental ill health conditions, but have bravely found a path forward and the tools to support their recovery. Driving out to Broken Hill was incredible. The landscape was so striking and empty. And it made me wonder what it would be like to live so removed from the rest of the world. I met Gracie, who lives with bipolar, which still carries a lot of stigma through lack of understanding. So to have her share so openly was very insightful.
So I have bipolar disorder, type 1. And so that means that I have psychotic episodes and I go into a deep depression as the almost reverse side of that, so the other side of the coin. And I found that while my psychiatrist was telling me, go to the hospital if you need help, that when I went to the hospital, nurses and doctors didn't know what signs to look for, so they couldn't recognise when I was in certain stages of my disorder. I mean, I've had many episodes. You know, they found me in a cupboard eating blue paint. I've tried to jump off a building because I thought it was a bird. You know, I thought Jesus was talking to me through the smoke alarms. That's the sort of thing that you don't see around here. When you are so different from the idea of what is somebody suffering from a mental health condition or somebody suffering from mental illness, then people don't often direct you in the way of help. And I found that nobody knew where to direct me.
Personally, I've lived with severe anxiety, panic disorder, depression and extreme paranoia for the past 7 years, and that's how long I've been diagnosed. I've lived like that for as long as I can remember. I was talking to my doctor and he explained to me that my depression is endogenous, which means it's not situational whatsoever. So no matter what happens in my life, it's always going to be there.
So for my entire life, really, I've had really, really bad anxiety, and it kind of calmed down once I hit the end of primary school, but it was something that was really hard for me right from the start of school, and also it came back a lot through high school.
Behind closed doors, everyone's having their own battles. It's just like up to you if you want to share that story or if you want to keep that inside where it just hurts. I don't know, I'm trying to find a reason to wake up in the mornings to get up out of bed. I find it hard to even brush my hair. I just barricade myself in the room on bad days.
I try and take the good from the experience, but I'm saying that to you, but I don't. I genuinely don't. I am very pessimistic in nature, so it's very difficult, but I have definitively decided that nothing gives me necessarily like this bout of hope and everything's going to be okay, because it's not. But if I weren't to be here anymore, that would mean my parents would have to bury me, and that's something I can't do to them. So it's not necessarily a hopeful way of thinking, but it's a way of thinking that keeps me alive, so that's what it's going to be.
Working with what you got.
Working with what I got. Making it work.
Even when dealing with my depression, like in the hardest times, when it was the worst and really bad for some reason, I've always just had a really strong mantra in my head that even though I might at the time have hated myself, hate everything I'm doing, feel like I'm the worst human being in the world and don't deserve to live, would always have those few thoughts in the back of my head, like, I'm doing my best, I'm better than this. And it probably came from my supports. Like, my best friends have been really great through everything that I've had to go through. And my parents as well have always been really supportive, even when they don't understand at times. But I feel like they've helped to always make me believe that what I'm feeling is okay and that I can actually get through it and everything's just in my head and I can get over that.
From my opinion, I think people should seek help. Like, you know, if you're having trouble, go and talk to someone about it. There's no point hide, like not hiding it, but you know, it's eating you inside. You like need to either like go and say something to someone, or even like talk to a close like family member or friend. I've done that and it's like helped me.
What gives me hope is I see the world is changing every day. And I know that I can be a force in that change. And I know that others like me have gone through what they've gone through, and that they will also be a force in this change, and that we're all going to work together, and that eventually the world will be what it needs to be, and young people will be supported, and people will grow up feeling like they belong, because that's what we all want, to belong.
I loved what Gracie said about belonging. I was also really moved by the raw honesty of all the people I met in Broken Hill. It can be really hard to hear the truth sometimes, but it's powerful to understand what people's experiences are really like. And that was a big motivation for me to make this series. If you want to show your support for the project, please share this and subscribe to the Being Here YouTube channel. It actually makes a big difference. Thanks.